Hello there. Welcome to our Friday Live, my Friday Facebook Live. It's good to see you all. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here and on time. The clock started making music and I just decided, okay, time to get going. Now, what I'm doing is I'm putting my picture in my next screen. So when I transfer it over, hi Gladys, good to see you. I'll already be there and it won't be hard or difficult. So, how are you today? That's always the first question. And what's in your cup? I just 20 seconds ago finished my cup of coffee and I had a special treat. I bought some half and half, so it wasn't black today. It was lovely, actually. And on my cup, I've got a ice water, which seemed like a good thing. So, how's your week been? I've got to say mine has been pretty busy. Hi, Jeanette. Good to see you. As you know, I'm going to Raleigh. See if I can get this fixed. There. I'm almost in the center. Ooh, buttered rum iced tea. Now, that does sound good, Gladys. Snarky tea, perchance? Anyway, I'm going to Raleigh, and I leave early next week. So my house sitter's all lined up. Everything's ready to go. Well, no, it's not. I'll have laundry to do, and I need to pack, and all that good stuff. But I've got my scallop cards done. I've got 33 cards. Oh, milk. I like milk. 33 cards for an event I'm going to the 2 days before. The day before on stage. And then I've got 22 for an organized swap that I signed up for. Yay! And then I decided I needed some general swap cards because you know card makers like to swap what we make. And so, hi Cindy. I started making some. I found what I thought was a pretty easy and uncomplicated card. Well, of course, it involved embossing folders and a lot of cutting and DSP and fitting pieces together. It was not quite as, oh, coffee for you. That sounds good. I just finished my coffee, so I'm on to water. Anyway, it took a whole lot more time to do than I had actually expected. And as I was cutting the card paces, I figured I'd cut 50. And some reason I started counting by 15 instead of by tens. So my stack, there's a stack, it's just going up, up, and up. And I'm going, oh, well, 50 isn't divided by 15 evenly. So I thought, well, let's do 60. And then when I got to 60, I thought, oh, I could do another 15. So I did 70 swap cards. And then when I ran out of the Marbled Elegance Designer Series paper, which I love, I had to go to the Cherry Cobbler in in this winter. Elegant something. I don't remember the name of it right now. But yes, it's been very busy. So I had some late nights and some not much sleep nights because I had other obligations too. So here I am, and I've got a card for us. I did the Triple Z. Let's see, let's do it this way. I did the Triple Z card. This was our model. This is one Kat sent me. And I love the Triple Z. I love a double Z. I mean, a Z fold card is just fun. So this is what I came up with. We have a brand new, I shouldn't show you that quite yet. We have a brand new set in the online exclusives, which I really like. Textured Notes stamp set. It's got nice sentiments. They're a little small, but that's okay. You are seriously the best. Thank you, and a little note of appreciation. Got a couple texture stamps couple stamps with leaves, and there are no dies to cut these out. I sure would have liked to have had one. I would have done something a little different, but we do have the beautiful textured note dies, and you probably can't see this. Let's see if I can get this up and angled a little bit. Each one has a little different texture in the stitching across the top, and there's lots of them. And then there's a corrugated embossing folder, which I did not use this. I think I used just about everything else though. So that's our stamp set and dies and the folder. And here's the DSP. This is Woven Textures, and this is what I used when I designed our card. I used quite a few of these, if not all of them, because I wanted it to be interesting. So this is a card full of texture. I did try to standardize something. I did the top and the bottom on each of them, the two main ones, the same, and even in the middle. I don't know if I did that on the one we're going to make today. Here's the stamp, and I cut it out with, maybe on this one you can see the texture. Let's see, can you see the texture up there? Just fun. They're fun. And then I used stylish shapes for the round one, and I used Spotlight on Nature for the matte. Oh, you love it? Oh, thank you, Cindy. It's a interesting suite. It really is. And then there's a back. I put the basic white, stamped one of the stamps, that's the smaller one, and put a little note of appreciation. And I put the thank you on the front. So that's what we're going to make today, except we're changing up the designer series paper because we're going to make a black and white card. It also comes with the Botanical Textures designer series paper. And I used, again, several of these, which I will show you in a moment. So Textures was the one I designed and got all the cutting measurements for. Again, stylish shapes dies, Spotlight on Nature, and we're using the third one in from the stylish shapes, and then third one in with the little crinkles around it from Spotlight on Nature. Part of the suite are these lovely, let me get them out of my little container, the neutral, not natural, neutral matte dots. So we've got black, white, black, very vanilla, and pecan pie. I don't think that's beige. It's either beige or very vanilla. I think it would go on either. And the ribbon that comes in the suite is a 1/4 inch. Let's see, where's my direct? It's a white ribbon. I think it's a 1/4 inch. Let's see. Yes, it's called just white ribbon. Interesting. But it's got a little texture to it, and it ties really nice. It's very, very, very soft. Okay, so we'll set those aside. Oh, I also pulled in, because I just felt like I needed some branches, some leaves, and I cut it. So we will also do this probably with some scrap from our designer series paper today. So I just used the larger leaf. And this is the bow punch. Okay, I'm going to set aside some of these things. I don't think I stamped and cut out the sentiment yet, but we'll see. So here's what we've got. I have not got this all cut out for you yet. I won't be cutting each little piece of DSP, but you've got all the cutting directions on our the description of this video. I'm going to just send you a piece, a chunk of DSP. So you could change the DSP if you wanted. So here's what I have. I have the back of the card is 4 1/4 inches by 11, scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. And then reinforce those folds because this is going to be a very bulky card if you don't. So make sure you burnish those fold lines. The second card, oh, this is the back, not the second card. This is the second card. And it's 3 inches by 11. And I scored it at 4 inches and 6 3/4 inches. This is the one that has some different measurements on it. So there's, I call it card base 2. 1 and 2. 3 is just the little guy. It is to make it easy to score. I scored it just like I did the base 1, 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. And then I switched it, turned it upside down because in our first layer, the long piece is at the right side. And so we want the long piece at the left side today. So we've actually got a nice Z. Like that. And of course the middle one goes between it. And the 4-inch side goes to the left on this one. So when we're done, this is how it goes together and folds. Z-folds are fun. I love Z-folds. They're so simple. However, I did get confused yesterday when I was working on this. I was trying to cut this, I decided to do the black and white, so I'm cutting the paper. I went ahead and put, because I wasn't thinking ahead, I was just doing. And so I put the designer series pieces on the small card. So we'll set it aside, but you will notice this is how I arranged them. Oh, I also made a mistake. I was going to put this, I stamped the flower in early espresso, which almost looks black. It's going to have to go for today. And I put it in, and I thought it was too white. So I went ahead and grabbed the back side of one of these. It's like a linen. And so I used that one and put it on and glued it down. So I thought instead of just setting this aside, that we would just use it today, even though it's really not black. But it's very, very dark brown. Very, very, very dark. So we're going to pretend it's black. Now, our next layer is, and I'm matching up, figuring this all out. Okay, this one matches this one. This matches this pattern. This one matches this pattern. So this, which one's the bigger? This is how it's going to go. So now that we know this is our layer 2, this is our layer 1. Hi, Jan. Z-folds are fun. It's keeping, if you're playing around with the designer series paper and you're trying to make a pattern, it's really, 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 really nice to see it all laid out before you start gluing. I, of course, started last night because I was just ahead of myself. So here we are. We're just going to glue this here. And I decided, I did use my Tombow glue to begin with, so I'd have some wiggle room. But I find even though our Seal Plus, is one of our sturdy inks, It holds up better than regular seal does. I find I can wiggle things off. And so that's what I do. I wiggle things off if I need to. And I think that gives me a little bit of wiggle room also. So here we are. If it matches on 3 sides, it's probably going to be just fine for the 4th side. See, little wiggle. It touched down, but it didn't land. It's one of those airplane things, you know, the touch and go. You touch down and when you're learning, and then you fly off. So now you know that I also like watching airplane videos, the flight videos on YouTube. And remember, this is a very light touch. Sometimes I get in trouble because I press too hard. So here's our second, working right to left. I just think this is an interesting DSP. What do you think of it? Do you like the black and white? Let's see. Okay. There's layer 2. Here's layer 1. Nope, here's layer 3. 2 and 3 are done. I'll set them aside. And this one actually goes like this. I think I want this facing up. Even though it's a non-directional paper, there may be a side that you like best, and that's the one you should use. So there are some changes coming with Stampin' Up. As you know, the host code is going away. And then I put it on the other way. Well, let's see. We'll do that little see if I can do that little there. So I did, if you're my downline or my customer, I did the Share Fair demonstration today in the group, the Global Share Fair, and I managed to put my card together wrong. Instead of where the card opened, and I needed to put something where the card opened, I did it on the side. Happily, it worked out. I'll show it to you later. So check the way your cards are going. Check your patterns. Before you put things down. It took me a little while to, I got it pulled off. I got it off. And then I used my adhesive eraser to remove the glue. So it all worked out just fine. I think we'll do this one this way. Okay, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and now we need to adhere them. Now, this one is really easy to adhere because we want the whole piece stuck down. So let's, oh, hi Cindy, it's good to see you. Yeah, I'm hoping that, I did have a little challenge with this part last night. Wasn't the card's problem, it was me. So I'm just going to tap it on my glass mat so that the bottom is lined up. Check the side, that looks good. Now this side is going to need I'm going to put my adhesive in here. I tried using tearing tape. I think that was my problem last night. So there's two. Now remember, we took and we're putting the large side on the left and the small one on the right. And again, let's do the right side first because we know that this is going on and we're going to adhere the whole piece down. So line it up, tap it down, make any adjustments you need to get things in line. And then I'm putting it this way and opening it up so that I can see how deep this needs to be. Because I don't want to have to play with any more glue removal. This morning was enough. And put that on and maybe just make any adjustments you need to. And that's how easy it is to make a Z-fold card. What's left is the decorating. So here we are with our pop of color. Now, a pop of color is really nice to have, and I really didn't incorporate that in this card. But we're going to call the early espresso our pop of color. And I am just, this is how I put it down last night. You see, I put it down and then I took it off. And I decided just to put it in from the bottom and go ahead and line it up with the bottom. It just seemed easier that way. So that one piece of designer series paper really isn't going to show much. So here we are. See, we can pretend that's brown or black. Or we could, if somebody calls us on it, we can say, it needed a pop of color, so I put a pop of color in. Okay, that was silly, but it's me. What do you expect? Now, let me find some, I want to find some of the DSP set pieces. And I possibly, there they are. And I am just going to punch a few. Let's see. This one would be hard to do because it's so close in size. However, when have we given up on a challenge? What you can do is grab a little sticky note, put it on the edge so that you've got something to hold, and then feed it in. It's okay to cut the sticky note. It doesn't matter at all. And I know I'm not going to be using the stem, so I'm going to pull it out just a little bit to make sure I get the top. Then all you have to do is peel the sticky note off, which is pretty easy. So we've got one. And let's punch one out of here. We're going to waste a little bit, but not a huge amount. Who knows, I'll keep this little guy. You just never know when you might need something like that. So there's two. Let's do a dark one. And you know we can always turn these over and use the other side. So there's no need to, we don't have to worry about that. Okay, we've got that one and that one. going to do a couple out of this. Yeah, we can use either side. That's kind of fun. Oh, here's a nice, perfect size one to cut out. Oh, hi, Diane. You did make it. That's so nice. Okay. This is a great punch, by the way. We've done this one. Oh, let's do one out of here. So I've got my little one all set aside, and then this one. So here are some nice little pieces, some nice little leaves. We can use those. We're going to need a bow. While I'm thinking about the bow, let's go ahead and tie it, and then we'll do our stamping. Maybe if I do it this way, I'd be happier. It goes up and over and around. And I've probably got way too much. Let's see if I can tighten this up a little bit, so I have less of a tail. But enough so I can tie a knot. I did find that, I'm sorry, I'm off camera again. I did find that this frays on the ends pretty easily, which is nice if that's what the look you're going for is a frayed end. I wasn't particularly wanting a frayed end last night. So here we are. Bow is tied with our little bow jig. Finding my Risman scissors. There we go. And I'll set this right here. And now let's do some stamping. Just cleaning up an area where I can stamp. I've got my Memento Black. The name of the punch that I'm using is the Bow Punch. So I, again, just want to say that I love having my Memento Black ink in the case I bought. This you buy, it's a white craft ink, but it comes uninked. So you get the case that's uninked with the felt pad, and then you get the little bottle of your craft ink that you put on. So instead of putting that on, put the craft ink away and bring your Memento refill out and ink up your pad. And it really does make a very nice, very, very nice surface to stamp on. I have something, the one thing I wanted to pick up went to a little fly. Here we are. Because black is very dark, I'm going to use black ink for my sentiment. I want to make sure that I stamp off before I stamp on. However, I will need to grab some scratch paper. Let's see, my scraps are really getting down there. For white. Oh, okay. I was telling you Stampin' Up stuff, and the white paper made me think of the fact that, so we'll use this one. In the new catalog in May, there are some changes. I was watching the demonstrator planning place, and there will no longer be 8.5 by 11 thick basic white. It's going to be 12 by 12. So I was going to order some because I used so much of it, and it is already sold out. then they're taking I think most of the packs are going to be 24. Even the white will be packs of 24. Let me see how the second generation looks and the third generation. I think second will be fine. So I'm going to ink up again, stamp this off, and stamp it onto my white cardstock. And then I want to grab the thank you. Now, remember we've talked about stamp surgery? Well, last night I had some problems with this and it left a shadow. And I did not like that. And I almost did some stamp surgery on it. Do not do stamp surgery unless you're 100% positive every stamp stamps properly. But once you've done that, because I am voiding the warranty on my stamp set by and what I'm doing is I'm leaving the cushion part, but I'm cutting off some of this rubber because that extra rubber tends to hold, it gets in trouble with the ink. And so, let's see. And it probably would be better if I'd gotten out my rubber scissors, or my scissors for cutting rubber, because we used to have to trim all of our own stamps long ago. And may I say that was not fun. Oh, Gladys, you too? Yeah, I was very disappointed this morning. I should have just submitted the order immediately. But I was waiting to order something that was on back order. And what can I say? You snooze, you lose. Right? I snoozed. Oh, that's so much better. Got a little tiny bit still here. I will trim it off a little better later. Oh, got a little carried away there. Okay, cleaning it off one more time. Now trying it. Hopefully that looks good. If not, we'll stamp another circle. Worked out perfectly. We're going to cut that out with our circle die. But now we need to stamp. I'm going to stamp my little flower. Well, a little branch with leaves on it. Right here in the corner. And then I'm taking the sentiment, a little note of appreciation. That looks good. And stamping it right here. I've still got a lot of room to write, but I've got a little something pretty on here. I'm going to set that aside where I can't lose it. Close this up. Actually, let's not close it up. Let's do our envelope. As long as we are stamping, let's do it. And I'm using the bigger, the same one that I used on the inside here. I'm using it. And I will say that the only stamp that I had problems with last night was the thank you. So let's put that right there. I could have done a little better. And I did get a little shadow. I'll work with my sand eraser and see if I can get that off. But it is the envelope. And let me see if I can make sure that's not on here. It was just that one little spot. It's where the margin is too large and you've got too much stamp sitting out here. Oh, hi, Kat. We're recreating your Triple Z card. With the Botanical, the Textured Notes Suite, whatever its real name is. So here it is. This is what we made last night, Kat. Because we all loved this card that you made, my coffee card. And I put a little thing on the back to write and a little thank you on the front. But we are doing the black and white paper right now. Oh, you had your cataract surgery yesterday. Fantastic. I'm sorry you're having trouble seeing today, though. Thank you for choosing to watch me. I feel so good. You made me feel special. Thank you. Okay, here we are. I think with the cataract surgery that one goes better or is easier than the other. I think for me it was my second one was harder. Took a little bit longer. I think I'll just put a little white out there. I have one of these little whiteout things. There. Because it's the envelope. It's okay. Got our envelope. We've got our inside. I need to go cut this out. I made a mess. I didn't grab the sheet I thought I was grabbing. So I'm using the Stylish Shapes. And I'm going to grab this size. And then I'm going to grab my Spotlight on Nature and a black scrap, which I'm sure I have plenty of. As a matter of fact, it's overflowing. The problem is that some of it, is I messed up scoring something. And so, there. We will take this, cut a black. I'll cut this, and I will be right back. Talk among yourselves. Let's see. If I cut them down a little bit, they can both go through at the same time. And I'm using my full-size Stampin' Emboss machine. Ow. That was my hand. I had something in the way. Well, I will pick that die up in a minute. So here we are. We've got our corrugated side on the black, and there we are. And I think, no, I know I did. I put it down with, not sure where the, I'm going to use dimensionals to put it on the card, but I want the Seal Plus for our leaves, our branches. And so when you're going to doing this, you don't want it to go over. Let's see. I want the gray one. So this looks like it'll go here. That looks fine. And we'll put a black one here. This can hang over. It's okay. Let's do this, got a little more white with it. Up. And I think I'm putting 3 on here. I don't know how well they're going to show up. Fine. On our black and white card, but hopefully they'll show up fine. I suppose one could always put a little wink of Stella on it. What do you think? Maybe that will make it show up better. It's worth a try, right? Now, it would be easier for you to put the wink of Stella on before you glue this on. That way you won't be painting your fingers. But that would have taken way too much forethought on my part. My fingers are pretty, just in case you wanted to know. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on it or not. Oh, yep, there it is. I caught the sparkle. So this is going to look sparkly in person. I think that was a good idea. I'm glad we did that. Okay. Yes, wink of Stella is always needed. As a matter of fact, as I'm going to convention, we've got that event, and I stand up for stamping, the evening stamping session with a brand new set. I will get a brand new stamp set that won't be out until May. Okay. This is just about done. Anyway, I think my wink of Stella is going with me. I even have a brand new one. Maybe I'll take that one. We want to put on our bow. And I'm going to put it right up here. I suppose you could leave the bow off if you wanted to. It's not a problem. But I just felt like it needed one more little piece of texture. And I'm going to put it on the black because I don't want it to get lost. It's our little bow. And then our, okay, what are they called again? Neutral matte dots. I'd rather have them shine, but neutral will work. And I think I'm going to use the black. Unless, of course, it sits on the black. Then maybe I'll use the white. Because the black wouldn't show up. So 2 small white, 1 large black. And I used black last night too. And I thought it was okay just to have them in the corner. That would be a good place for them. And there's our card. Oh, I missed putting this on. So I'm excited to go. I'm excited to see everybody. Make new friends. See old friends. Gladys, I'm sorry you're not going. And not that I think you're old, mind you. There we are. The back's on. So we've got a pretty card. Now this is thicker and it's a little bulkier. So you're probably going to cost a little bit extra to mail, but well worth it because it is a very pretty card. So there's our card with the black and white. No real pop of color on this one, just black and white. And here's our textured card that I made last night with all that lovely texture from the papers. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Yes, do try this card. It's really fun. It's just keeping all those little bits and pieces straight that I have trouble with. Anyway, let me get my mail. I have happy mail to share. This is always exciting. Getting those out of the way so I don't get black ink on any of it. Push that up. This last week was my favorite day of the year. March 4th. The only day of the year with a command to March 4th. So I went marching. And so my friend Denise and Becca's Denise's daughter, they sent me a March 4th card. Isn't that cute? I love March 4th. It takes so little to amuse me. Here's a little hello card. This is part of this is from Gladys. Thank you, Gladys. I love the stack and shuffle routine. Thank you. Technique, way to craft, I don't know. We have another coffee card. This is from Chris Nunley, one of my customers. And she made, because I do send her little memes with coffee. It says, wake up and smell the coffee. Isn't she did a lovely job? Isn't that pretty? I like those embellishments for the center of the flower. Anyway, that one was sweet and I loved it. Coffee is a good thing. It's one of my little pleasures in life. This one is from Sarah. And she's on the Cat's Meow team, the team that kind of adopted me, sort of. And let me Sarah's. Don't think I got Carol's yet. But last month's swap. This is lovely. That's that celebration paper, the Bloom Impressions. Isn't this a fun card? I've seen these in a lot of different places. With the 3 layers. I want to make one of these. So we might have to make one of these together. I think that's possible. But I like the sentiment too. In case you need me, I'm here. And did she put down, she used a beautiful butterflies bundle and a country birdhouse stamp. So we could recreate that. Here we have Jan Connolly. She's also in the group. And she embossed with the embossing folder, the Starburst embossing folder. And here's that heart we used last week. Isn't that cute? That was another celebration item. And she put little pearls for the center of her flowers. Anyway, it's very cute. Oh, you agree. We want to make Sarah's card. Okay. Now, this is pretty. I do a card swap online with a group called JW Swap. And she sent me this lovely card. And she had an envelope for it. Isn't that pretty? I love swirls. There's in the full size. Snowflakes are winter's butterflies. And then she sent me some designer series paper that she had. I love foxes. I can remember in school doing a report on a red fox. Isn't that gorgeous? So I thought that was very sweet of her. And back to the Cat's Meow swaps. Cheryl Healy. It's another book bind. But I like the way she took the 2 different DSPs and crisscrossed them a little bit, put them at an angle. They're very pretty. So that was a fun one. We also haven't done a book bind card for a while. Isn't this pretty? I love it when people take the time. Oh, this is from Sue Beatty, again, the Cat's Meow team. Just take a little on white so it's not so stark and just blend a little bit of color in. Same with the sentiment. And the embossing folder, which I don't remember what one that is. Looks like birch trees to me. But I don't remember the name. And Lori's one of my team members. She sent me a card. Isn't this cute? It's a little like the tenfold card I did this morning for the Global Share Fair. But isn't that pretty? Lori and I sent swap cards to our team members. Not that anybody said that we were doing a swap, but it just felt good. Oh, Mountain Veterinary Hospital. Remember Harley had his surgery and he's doing so well that they cut him loose from... You like the heart card with the pink in the center? Uh-huh. Me too. Anyway, they sent me a card. They cut him loose from physical therapy because he's doing so well. And so I sent them a box of C's chocolate from the company. And they sent me a thank you card, and everybody signed it. Isn't that sweet? Is it any wonder why I love going out there? Even though it's probably the farthest vet from my house. But they're wonderful. Back to Cat's Meow. This is Jocelyn. She also used Celebration items. The Bloom Impressions DSP and the Starburst. I think that thanks is from... It looks a lot like the one I just used, but I don't think it's from that set. Maybe Spotlight on Nature? Let me look. I've got that stamp set right in front of me. Yes, Spotlight on Nature. That's where that one came from. And then, last one, Kevin Boyer, who's also on the Cat's Meow team. She sent a card made basically with DSP. So she used the 12 by 12 and it's all it did. That's it. DSP is the card base, and for this card, it is perfect. And then a couple of little place to write notes and a sentiment. So I thought that's a good idea. Sometimes when you've got a ton of DSP, it's nice to have a card that just uses DSP. I think that's it. Oh, purple's your favorite, Cindy. Well, mine too. And Kat, you love the purple. Yeah, I think purple's great. How do you like the new color? Bring them up under the camera. There. It's more of a lavender instead of a purple. I think I like it. And of course, there's sparkles, and we all know that you can't have too many sparkles in life. That's my belief anyway. How about you? Do you have any good plans for the weekend? I'm packing and doing laundry and getting last minute things done. And I probably should be driving out to the vets to pick up more medication for Harley. I have just enough to squeak through while I'm gone, and then another day or two to get over the jet lag to get out there. A smart person might do it now. Oh, thank you, Gladys. I really like it. Thank you, Kat. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Cindy G. Because we have a Cindy W, too, that's on a lot. Anyway, I think that's it for me. Touched on a couple of updates. If you're going to order white paper 8.5 by 11 and you want 40 sheets in your pack, I would order it now. Anything else? I watched Demonstrator Party Planning Place, and there was quite a long, and they were sharing what they do and why decisions are made. But we will see. I'm hoping they bring back the 8.5 by 11 thick white. So any demonstrators on, please feel free to go into the suggestion box and type that in. Anyway, have a great weekend. Enjoy. I've got a little cleaning up to do. And I will see you not next Friday, because I will be in Raleigh, North Carolina at convention. So I will see you the week after. Until then, happy crafting. Bye-bye, my friends.